Can you hear me now? Otto is making a loud sound. Hold on. How about now? Can you hear me now? Let me know. Roll the tape. How are you, by the way? Yes, can hear now. Thank God. I was just thinking I gotta like run back home and get another microphone and all of that. That was just okay. There we go. I was like, oh my gosh, this is just a lot of work, but it is what it is. And it's nice to hear that you're doing good. Roll the tape. Very nice that you're joining today. You guys check out Roll the Tapes YouTube channel. He's also a vlogger, very popular vlogger. Always has some content happening. You're a busy content dude, aren't you? You're I don't want to talk about him. I actually had a video on him and I deleted it because I don't want that content on my YouTube channel. I believe that he is guilty. And the allegation, I'm allowed to say my opinion, but he's going around saying that he wants to sue this person, sue that person. I'm not down with that because whatever, but I do feel that his now points to guilt. He needs to, I'm going to talk about it. Okay, here we go. Because it's one of the things that happened while I was here in the last 4 years, but he really needs to, sit down with his lawyer and speak real. Exactly like what China Mac said. China Mac put out a video yesterday. I want to echo that whole entire video that China Mac put out. You don't just sit down in your Sunday best suit with 4 different hairstyles and say, oh, I'm innocent, and you have a lawyer sitting beside you and you're not talking about why these allegations are being made, why all of this is happening. He needs to come correct if he really wants people to still follow him and also respect him. And he's probably thinking that all the new follows on his channel and everything are authentic, but they're not. They're just people that are curious. Hopefully people won't give him any more clout or any more attention. I'm leaving it at that now. I don't want to talk about it any longer. If you want to talk about it with me on another video, how about we do this tomorrow, live to air? I'll talk about all of that tomorrow, but not right now, because this is really about the Dominican. Just the last 4 years of being here. I just saw something happen on my channel, on my phone right there. I want to make sure. Okay. So yeah, guys, I just got out of the shower. My hair's still drying like every Sunday when I get here, But yeah, if you guys want to talk about that situation, we can do that tomorrow on a live to air. I don't mind. Just not on this live to air. No, you're right. He can't do anything to anyone, but I still took that video down. I don't know. Just one more thing. I think he's either digging a grave or for himself or getting ready to be put in a cell indefinitely, because the things that he's doing right now just don't seem right. But I'll go more into that tomorrow. You guys join me tomorrow. Speaking of which, tomorrow is Random Mondays. Now you know what the video is going to be about tomorrow. Make sure you guys check out yesterday's Storytime. I brought out a story yesterday that was really hurtful, painful, but that's what Storytime is all about. And then, of course, Friday, Fitness Fridays. I want you guys to check that out as well. I walked the entire beach last Friday. It was good. It was amazing. I went and I got some cold cocoa. This woman, she takes the whole coconuts and she puts it in the freezer. So when you get the cocoa, like the coconut itself, she chops it right open for you on the beach. It's all on my video. She gives you a straw and you get to drink it right outside of her little store right there on Playa Sosua. Let me just turn the camera around, guys, so you guys can see Playa Sosua right now. There we go. So her store is on that beach somewhere. Look at the beautiful day today. It's gorgeous. It's wonderful. I love it. Never let this go, ever. But I've been here for 4 years. So I want to go into detail about that today. I'm going to talk about quite a few things. I'm going to talk about money, like how I live here, because a lot of you guys, you want to come here and you want to live here as well. I'm going to talk about relationships. What I'm going to talk about is cost of living. I'm going to talk about relationships since I've been here. I'm not going to go too deep. I'm also going to talk about money, like I said. And then, this Tuesday, actually, I'm going to be talking about making money while you're here. So I'm not going to go too much into money on this live to air either. I usually don't like to talk about money at all. I don't talk about my money. I don't talk about anything of that nature, anything too private. I don't really believe in talking about money, just like I don't like to talk about religion too much unless I'm speaking to a person about religion, or politics too much unless it has something to do with politics. But we're just going to keep it real. I'm going to answer some of your questions here today. But so let's just start with how I even got here in the Dominican Republic 4 years ago. So before that, let me put my gum out. So before I came here, I used to go to Cuba all the time. And in Cuba, there's mostly people from all around the world and Canadians, no Americans generally. And we're going back like 6 years ago. Cuba was very inexpensive to travel to. It was like $400, $500, 7 days. I mean, $500 for everything: flight, hotel, and all the food. Cuba was very inexpensive. And so I would go there all the time. But then their internet was not really good. And they also were very much back in time. And whenever I would go there and not using the internet for 7 days as a businesswoman, it really did get to me. It's like taking away a teenager's cell phone. There was one day I cried when I couldn't get through on their dial-up, because the hotels have like computers where you can use dial-up, and the dial-up wasn't working. And I was like, I'm never coming back to Cuba. And I didn't go back ever. And it wasn't because of the internet. It was because of the Dominican Republic. So what happened was, I wanted to edit my book. I have a book coming out, and I actually have it all edited, but I have not published it yet. And so what happened was, I was like, I have to edit it. I don't want to edit it in downtown Toronto. I kept getting distracted. So I was like, I need to go to Honduras. So I went on the internet and I looked for Honduras, and there was no way that I could go to Honduras sola, like alone. And mind you, at this time, I didn't speak any Spanish. I was just going to go stay in a hotel. So then I looked online and couldn't find it. So then I called WestJet. It's a carrier, airline carrier in Canada. I called WestJet, and they said to me, oh, no, we don't allow people to travel single to Honduras, but you might want to go to the Dominican Republic. And I was like, oh, no, I like Cuba. And I heard from a lot of Canadians that when they go to Cuba, it's because they've already been to the Dominican Republic, and it's either or. You either like one or the other. And I was like, and I like Cuba. And then so the guy, he said to me, he's like, you know what? Like, I don't think you're the type of person that's going to listen to other people. You want to travel alone. Like, you're planning on going to Honduras by yourself and never been there. He's like, why don't you give the Dominican Republic a chance? As I have you on the phone, I'm going to look at the different all-inclusive deals that we have going on, and I'll tell you all about them and what 5-star, 4-star, whatever they are. And he's like, I go nowhere else around the world, and I'm a travel agent. The Dominican Republic is my favorite place to go. And I was like, okay. So I stayed on the phone with him, and we started to talk, and he started to tell me about the Dominican Republic, and I could hear him in the background doing all his, pulling up whatever was available. He said to me finally, listen, I have a place. It's in a place called Playa Dorado, and it was where The Bachelor was shot. I don't know which Bachelor. And he's like, The Bachelor show was shot. It's all inclusive. They have 24-hour room service. and it's $950 for 7 weeks, flight and everything included. And I was like, okay, well, that's like double of what Cuba would be, but this is 5 star, and this is something where I have to go edit my book. So this is an important occasion for me. So you know what? I'll do it. And I said, all right, let's do it. Gave him my debit card numbers and everything, and he put it through, and I was good to go. And that was supposed to be for May 22nd. Then he told me, go online, just to rest your mind, go on YouTube and just pull up the Dominican Republic for your own information. I never thought about doing that before. So I was like, all right, I'll do it. I went on YouTube and I found Mr. T and I found Tailor Made Dreams. And Tailor Made Dreams is Russell. And now I'm very close friends with the both of them till this day. So I found those two. They were the first vloggers that were really giving out the information that was great for a single woman like myself. And I felt safe with their information. I felt amazing with all of the information that I was receiving from them. So I said, okay. I contacted Russell. He just happened to, at this point, give out his phone number. And so I contacted him, and I contacted him on WhatsApp. And I said, my name is Cerise and I'm coming to the Dominican Republic and I would really like to connect with you when I get there. And he's like, okay. I asked him if there's anything I can bring you. And he was like, you know what? Not really. I have everything here. And that was a shock for me because, I thought it was a third world country like Cuba, but it's not. And then he said, if you want to bring me something, just bring me a knapsack, because I do a lot of vlogging and I like to hold a lot of stuff in my knapsack. And I was like, all right. I brought him a knapsack. He didn't need it. I ended up giving it away to someone else, another vlogger's child. And then so I contacted Mr. T as well on email. And then I didn't really talk to Mr. T too much before I came, but I did speak to Russ a lot before I came. I got here and I saw, oh wait, let me back up. After I did all the research, I was like, wait, I'm not going to go there just for 1 week. I'm going to go there for 2 weeks. So what I did was I booked myself an Airbnb at Hispaniola for a week. I did all the research and then I went online and I looked at what I could get. And back then for 1 week in Hispaniola, it was $160 for 1 week. Now it's like 200 something bucks a day. But we're going back like 4 years ago and stuff. And the place that I got was like in the basement of a place. It was like a beautiful apartment in Hispaniola. I had full use of the pool if I wanted to use the pool and everything like that. And again, I was alone and it was wonderful. But it wasn't guest friendly per se. So that was, that was okay. So what I did was I actually said, okay, I'm supposed to be coming on May 22nd. What I'm going to do is come a week early. And that's what I did. I came a week early and I just stayed right over here, went to all the restaurants, stayed right here in Bate. And then after that, I used a motoconcho, by the way, to pick me up here, right? First of all, let me back up. I'm getting ahead of myself here. The place at Hispaniola, the woman provided airport pickup drop off for $30 4 years ago. Now I know she knows that she ripped me off because 4 years later, and now it's $30. In any case, she got her $30 from me. We came all the way here and I stayed at her place for a week. But during that week, I used a motoconcho. The first day I got here, I used the motoconcho from Mr. T's channel, Educated Traveler. What I did was he was doing like videos like what I do, and he had featured a motoconcho driver named Alberto. And Alberto and I became very good friends. I contacted him and I was like, hey, I'm coming to the Dominican Republic. I would love for you to be my motoconcho driver. And he was more than my motoconcho driver. From the moment I got here, he became my best friend and my first friend here and my first motoconcho driver. And one of the reasons why I love motoconcho drivers and that form of transportation till this day is because my first experience was amazing with Alberto. Alberto now owns a Colmado, and it is on Pedro Clisante, and it is across the street from La Puga. When you go to La Puga, everybody knows where the La Puga is. It's a secondhand clothing store, and it's like on Pedro Clisante, the main street. And he's down a little street by Don Juan Apartments. Go there and tell him I said hi. He makes the best juice, and he owns a colmado where you can get everything you need, and there's also delivery if you need it. Okay, so when I got here, he took me everywhere, and it was so amazing. And then after my 7 days was up, I had to go to Playa Dorado, and it was a beautiful, beautiful hotel. 5 restaurants. It was called Wyndham in Heaven or something like that. I even forget the name now. Viva Wyndham in Heaven, something like that. There's a Tangerine one out in Cabarete, and then there's Heavens over here. And I was like, Heaven, oh my gosh, that's such a, like affinity for me, because I'm a spiritual person. I love God. And so I was like, oh my gosh, Viva Wyndham and Heavens. I think that's what it was called. But I know Heaven was in it, Viva was in it, and Wyndham was in it. I just don't know in what order now. So now what happened was I I ended up I ended up going to the hotel. I got there the first night, and I missed Bate, Sosua right here. I missed it. I literally cried. And I thought to myself, you know what? I need to get back to Bate. So I contacted Alberto right that moment, and I said, come pick me up tomorrow. And he's like, okay. He came and he picked me up the next day on Motoconcho, and we came all the way back here. And then at night he took me back to the hotel. So then the next day it was raining and I couldn't get out of the hotel, so I had to stay on the hotel grounds. And I ended up meeting a couple of other people, and I was like, okay, well, these guys are cool. And so then I ended up going to the disco on the hotel grounds, and ended up going to a couple of the restaurants. They have like a cigar lounge there, so I went in the cigar lounge and watched a game there. I think it was a fight. I don't know. It was in May, so I don't really remember what was going on. But it was amazing, and I met people. But then the last, I think it was like the 6th day, I wanted to just come back here to Bate, and I really missed it a lot. And I thought to myself, I'm going to miss this even more when I get back to Canada. So I came here the 6th day, and I went on the beach and chilled out and everything like that. Never went swimming in the whole 2 weeks I was here in Playa Sosua. So then I went back home that night. Well, I went back to the hotel that night, and in the hotel, I was feverishly looking for apartments. And I was like, you know what? I met so many people that live for like a 1 month, 2 month. And I'm like, I've already been here for 2 weeks. Why don't I just find another Airbnb that's available for 2 weeks and just stay? And, I looked for flights because I would have to book a one-way flight back home as well. And then I thought to myself, no, I can always come back. Let me just go back home. Let me just get my, senses together. And I didn't even edit my book the whole time I was here, right? I was supposed to just come to edit my book, but I didn't. So I was like, let me just go back to Canada, get my senses together, because clearly I need to come back here. And I didn't know when I was going to come back. So I got back home to Canada, and after 1 week, I couldn't stop thinking about Sosua. It was calling me, and calling me, like literally. And so I said to my son, I said, sweetheart, let's go out for lunch. I need to talk to you because, so we went out for lunch, and I said, sweetheart, I'm going to go on vacation again. And he was like, but you just got back from vacation. And I was like, I know. And he's like, and you were gone for 2 weeks. And I was like, I know. And he's like, but you go to Cuba for 5 days, 7 days, and you can't wait to get back home, and you love Cuba. So it's very different now that you actually want to go away for longer again. And I said, I really love the Dominican Republic. And he's like, Mom, this is not a vacation that you're finishing. You are going for a calling. It's a calling. And I was like, that's my son right there, And I was like, Tyree, I think you're right. It is a calling. And I think I'm going to go for a month. I'm going to buy a ticket, and I'm just going to go and, stay for a month. And he's like, a month? He's like, wow, Mom, you really love that place. I'm like, I love it so much. So I said, I don't know yet what I'm going to do, but I'm just going to go and I'm going to see if I can even stay longer than 2 weeks. So that was it. I got here, and when I got off the plane, Alberto was at the airport waiting for me in a car because already, remember, we're like really good friends by this point. And then he's like, come on, let's go. He's like, where are you staying? And he took me to my Airbnb, and I was like in love with this place. I was like, all right, I knew I was going to be staying. I didn't know for how long. I knew it was going to be more than 2 weeks, but I didn't know for if it was going to be like 2 weeks and, stuff like that, or longer, or a month. Hold on 1 minute. They're very loud. I'm going to go see if the next restaurant next door is not as loud. They're playing music next door, so I can't go next door. But let's hope this guy goes lower. Oh, he's lower now. You see, the thing is they're just meeting, and they're speaking French, I think. I'm not sure. I should know that because I'm Canadian. But anyway, let me finish my story. So then I get here with my one-way ticket, and I'm like, that's it. I don't know how long I'm staying, but I'm going to be here for more than 2 weeks. After being here for a week, I met a preparation guy, like a chef. He's not the chef at this restaurant that I went to. Some of you guys know the restaurant. Some of you guys are going to remember the guy's name, but I'm going to be talking about in a second the guy that I was dating, but I don't want to get into names and I don't want to mention restaurants. So please, let's respect that. So I'm going to this one restaurant, and there's a guy working at the front, and he's the prep guy, not the chef. And I started to talk to him, and I was like, like he started to come over my place and chill out, and we had a very quick relationship. Like I only knew him for 2 weeks, and then my month was coming to an end, and I said to him, my month is coming to an end soon, and I want to stay, but I don't want to stay in a gated complex. I don't need a pool. I want something that is Dominican. I don't want something where I am with tourists all the time. And the woman that I was renting from, she was like, who's this? It was guest friendly. It was a guest friendly place. I wasn't bringing him home to have, romances with him, so to speak. We weren't even kissing at this point. I'm a very slow mover. Gracias, amor. Oh no, it's good, but when I'm talking, it's difficult. So, so I'm a slow mover when it comes to things. I already had my kids. I'm not looking for a husband at the moment, and at that time, and I was just looking for tranquility. I was looking to be able to see if I could actually stay here. So then, I said to him, listen, I want something that's going to be Dominican style. And he's like, are you sure you want Dominican style? And I said, yes. He's like, okay, I have something that's $100 out in Bella Vista, and you get your electricity covered, and but there's no hot water. And I was like, okay. I just thought that that was the common thing here. I didn't realize that I could get an apartment like what I live in now in the Dominican neighborhood with air conditioner, hot water, two bedroom, more modern than any apartment I ever had in Canada. So I just didn't know. I wasn't aware. So I said to him, okay, let's do that. And we moved out in Bella Vista, which is like about 15 minutes away on motorbike, if that, right? So we get out there and we look at the place, and you guys, there's videos of it, and you guys will see it was cement floor, and we got our own furniture for it. We were sleeping on a mattress on the floor, and it was amazing for me, right? Can you guys hear me? This guy's just talking so loud. I can't hear myself. Hold on one second. Hi there, first time I catch you live. Hey guys, okay, let me see. All right. Yes, I am at Azul. But I just want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can you guys hear me? Let me know if you guys can hear me. Someone let me know, can you hear me? Tell me, can you hear me? All right, I'm going to figure it out myself here. All right. You guys can hear me. So then I decided I was going to go live there, and I didn't know for how long. But at this point, I knew I was going to be in the Dominican Republic a little bit longer. So now a month passed, and I'm living in the countryside. I'm spending $100 a month on rent. Electricity was free, no hot water, but I was like rolling with it. And then a couple of months later, the guy that I was dating, he came to me and he said, listen, the restaurant that he's working with, there's some of the girls stealing, and he didn't like it. Now, regardless if that was true or not, it was still a ploy to get me to pay for everything and him stop working. Okay, so he was like, oh, and not only that, everyone in the kitchen is saying that, he was getting 500 pesos a day, which is $10 a day. And I was going to the restaurant with him every day as he was working, and I was spending about $40 a day just on drinks and chilling with people and working from there and food and stuff like that. And I was spending about $40 a day. And so really we were putting out $30 a day, because the $10 a day he was getting was really nothing, right? 500 pesos a day is what most of the restaurants here, but most of the workers here get here in restaurants. Your favorite restaurants, they're not getting paid 500 or $10 an hour. They're getting paid $10 for the day, sometimes even lower than that. But the president is in the midst of changing that right now. So now I said to him, well, what should we do? And he's like, well, you're spending more money at the restaurant. And he's like, and what am I going to work for every day? Why don't we and I said to him, okay, well, you're not going to quit work, and then me take care of you, because I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. So you don't want to do that. But why don't we look and open up our own restaurant? It can't be that expensive. And he was like, well, okay. So we went along Pedro Clasante, and I found it on my own. I found a restaurant, and I was like, I contacted the number, and they contacted me back, and they told me how much the rent was. It was only $400 then. You're not going to find that now. It was only $400 American, and then so I had to put down one deposit and one rent, $800. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it. To have my own restaurant here, it's always been a dream of my own. You guys know that. Follow me for a while. I love cooking. And not only that, he was a cook, even though the restaurant that I found him in, he was only the preparation guy, like doing all the chopping of the fruits and I mean of the vegetables. I thought I tried his food during the time we were dating, and he was an amazing chef. So I thought, wow, I do business and he can do the cooking. Perfect match made in heaven. So we had a wonderful restaurant and it was going great. And then 2 weeks in, all of a sudden, his baby mama showed up on the street. And I didn't know that he wasn't paying child support. Remember, this was just a very passionate relationship, very quick relationship, which happens here very often. I don't regret any of it. I didn't put out too much money either. I mean, the most I did put out was on the restaurant, not on him. And so I didn't really feel like it was being used, we were utilizing each other. So we opened up the restaurant and the baby mom's across the street. I see the police. And remember, I wasn't even here for like 3 months yet. Well, wait, July, August, September, October. I was here for 3 months at the time. That's it. I was here for 3 months at the time. And I look across the street and the police are across the street and there's a woman across the street and her arms are folded and she looks all angry and she's looking at the restaurant and I never seen her before in my life. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what's going on? The police marched right up the front door and they came right over and they went over to him with some piece of paper. They said it in Spanish. I didn't have any idea what was going on because I didn't speak one lick of Spanish except for hola. At that point, I didn't even know how to say dos cervezas, por favor. I didn't even know how to say that, right? I just knew hola. And cuánta cuesta, how much? And then I looked at him. They turned him around. They put handcuffs on him. And they said, come, like Ben. I didn't even know what Ben meant then. Ben, now I know it means come. They put handcuffs on him and they said, let's go. And he's like, I looked at him and I'm on my laptop. I'm sitting outside of the restaurant on the patio and I look and I'm like, what's going on? And he said, child support. And I'm like, what? And then they took him off. And so he was gone for 3 days and he had to pay $350 back in child support. Clearly I paid that, but I said to him, listen, I'm not doing this any longer. I'm closing down this place. If you want to keep it, it's in your name. Put the restaurant in your name and you can keep it. You just keep rolling along with the restaurant like it's yours. I don't want to have anything to do with it. I'll continue to do the promotion with it. I'm not coming every day. I'm going to be doing my thing, what I do every day. Because at that point too, you know what? I didn't feel like it was a vacation any longer. I was trapped to going to open up that place from like 12 o'clock in the afternoon and we were going home at around 11 o'clock in the night. And it just wasn't my thing. I was going to sleep thinking about the place, waking up worried about it. It became a job and a chore, and I'm not a 9 to 5 person. I am a 5 o'clock in the morning until midnight type of person, but with my own business, like on the cell phone or talking to clients because I'm a soul coach and a writer. I can write the whole entire day on my laptop and not even know. But when it comes to like 9 to 5s and it's just such a monotonous type of lifestyle, I'm not used to that. And at the same time, I'm not a kitchen girl, so I said to him, we'll still keep the place if you want to keep it, but that will be your restaurant and you go to it every day with your brother. And he decided no. He said no. I said, okay, so we're closing it down. We're locking it down. I got back half of my deposit, which was really nice of the people. And I don't feel it was an experience that was wasted. It was something that was really awesome for me. I opened up a business here in my 3rd month here. I got to see what it was all about. And I got so many experiences. After that, he just needed money all the time for his child support and I wasn't paying it. And then he needed money all the time for this and that, but he wasn't using me for anything except when we would go out, I would pay the gas for his bike, I'd pay for food, and I'd pay the rent, and that was it. It was his choice if he wanted to go back to work somewhere and get $10 a day or chill with me as I was going where I needed to go throughout the day. And that relationship dissolved because of bad attitude, and I wasn't going to be spoken to in a few in certain ways. I really enjoyed the relationship in the beginning. It was very loving. It was very tender. It wasn't rough. And then I'm a person that loves communication. I'm a person that really loves a loyal man that, we're together in it together, and he started to show me other ways about himself, which I don't want to go into right now. It's in other videos. But that was it. I was like, we're done. I want a loyal man, and I want a man that's going to speak to me properly, not be angry or a negative mood all the time. And so I dissolved that relationship, and he left. So more into relationships now. After that, I was single for a while, and I started to just chill with, a couple of people every now and again. Nothing romantic, nothing like that. Just enjoying life. And then I met someone else and I chilled with him for a couple of months, maybe 1 month, and it was nice and sweet. But then I found out he was married here with a Dominican woman. And he was planning on leaving that Dominican woman that he was with for a few years, like 9 years or 11 years or something like that. And I was like, no, 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 no. He didn't even tell me about her. Other people here in Los Charamicos had to tell me about her. And I asked him, I'm like, do you have a woman? And he's like, no. I'm like, did you have a woman when you met me? And he's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, and what happened to that? And he's like, well, I met you. And I'm like, you left your woman? How long were you with her for? And I can't remember again because it wasn't that traumatizing to me, but he's like, I guess 11 years or 9 years or whatever. And I was like, you were with her for that long and you left her just now for me? And he's like, well, yeah, I love you. And I'm like, no, you don't love me. You think you love me. You don't know me well enough yet. I'm that one of those chicks that you like, no, you need to get to know me first. And I'm like, you need to go back home to her. So I let that go. And then I moved to Cabarete and I met a guy there. And some of you guys might remember that one. And that was fun for a moment, for maybe 3 months. And same thing. And then I was just like, I give up. I give up. I gave up on men for a while and just was single and decided just to throw myself into business. I moved back here, and this September will be 2 years ago that I moved back here. So everything that I just said to you was within a 2-year span because it's my 4 years here now, right? And September will be 2 years in my new apartment. So I moved here back to Los Charamicos where I feel it's my home. Cabarete I like, but Cabarete I definitely don't love. I love Sosua. I love Los Charamicos. Everything I do, all my business and everything is all based out of Sosua. Even across the water where my television show is and everything. Like Sosua is my home. Sosua is where I first came to, and this is where I fell in love with the Dominican Republic, and this is where I stay. I do tend to think every now and again that I would like to visit Las Terrenas, Samana, La Vega, La Romana. These places I would really like to go to. Hawabacoa. I really do think about going to these places every now and again, but I will make it there in time. I'm waiting for a companion, someone that I can roll with. And I don't mean like a female friend that her and I can just go be like Thelma and Louise. I'm not looking for that. I'm waiting for a man that I can roll with. We can rent a car, take my dog Noche, and the three of us just go travel the island together. And not someone that's visiting here, that only comes here once in a while. Someone that lives here, so, and not necessarily a Dominican or American or Canadian. I have no preference, but just someone that I can chill and be a companion with and really love, and him love me. Not a guy that's here for the girls or anything of that nature. He doesn't need to be retired, but he does need to be around my age. I'm not looking for a 30-year-old or a 35-year-old. I have absolutely no interest in younger men at all. He has to be my age, 50, maybe 48, maybe, but older. Like I'm talking, I'll take a 70-year-old. When I was in Toronto, I dated older men than myself. So that's what I am interested in. I like older men. So, or men my age, because I'm 50 now, so I guess that's a middle-aged man, right? So then, about a year ago, I met a guy, and he was a white American man, and that was a disaster. I wasn't ready for that. It reminded me, I wasn't ready for it. I wasn't ready. I became a different woman, and I wasn't ready to date a foreigner. You know, I became a completely different woman. I'm not the woman that I was in Canada. I speak a different language now. I have a new culture now, and I feel very comfortable in my life now. And I found that this white man was, well, never mind white, just foreigner. He was talking all the time a lot about money. He was an okay man, but I picked up a certain negative something around him, and I was like, I couldn't put my finger on it. He talked about a lot of women all the time, other women. And maybe I was a little, I don't want to say the word jealous, right? But maybe I was, because I wasn't jealous of the other women or jealous of him talking about other women. But maybe I was a little territorial, like I felt like if I'm the new woman, don't talk to me about the old women, like the women that were in your past. Don't tell me about the women that want you. He was much older than myself. I think like 20 years older than me. And I didn't want, yeah, I was 49 and he was 69. So yeah, he was 20 years older than me. But I was comfortable with the age. I was more than comfortable with the age. It wasn't about the age. For me, I was like, Wusa, yes, a foreigner, and he's a little older, and he's retired, and he was living in Puerto Rico at the time. So I was like, this is amazing. And he was coming here, and he knew a very good friend of mine here. So I was like, this is a wonderful connection. But there was just something I couldn't put my finger on. And then I was just like, I found out what it was, afterwards. After I said to him, I told him straight up, I said, dude, listen, please. He was very kind, bought me gifts, did anything I wanted. If I was working and if I told him I wasn't free until 2 o'clock, he was right at my door, right here. He rented a car as he was visiting here, right at my front door, 2 o'clock. When I told him I'd be ready for 2 o'clock, he was downstairs waiting for me at like 1:45. Right? It was really sweet. Looking back on it now, I could have been a little bit more patient with him. I could have been a little bit more grown. I know that I don't regret how I treated him because I treated him very well, but I just needed a little bit more, maybe him not to talk so much about other women. I was ready to just be with him and him only, but he was still living in the past. So it was really nice, the relationship, but then I told him, I just felt so uncomfortable with I don't know. We didn't have a meeting of the minds. That's what it is. I'm a writer. I read energy. I'm an easygoing person. I love to sit back and chill with people and talk to them. And then I also love my time alone at home with my dog. I'm just one of the most easygoing people that I know. And I just felt like he wasn't the same. So then a little bit of time passed and that was it. He messaged me I messaged him about 5 months ago, right? Because this was like a year ago. I messaged him about 5 months ago and I was like, you know what? I've been thinking about you. And I made myself vulnerable. Like I kept thinking about him and I was like, I'm going to tell him that I'm thinking about him. And so I contacted him and I was like, I've been thinking about you. I would really like for you to, come back and maybe we can talk again. And then he was like, he sent me a photo of him and his new girlfriend. And he got engaged. He sent me a photo. He's like, well, not a photo, a video of his new girlfriend. And he's like, well, I'm engaged now. And I was like, whoa, was my intuition ever on point? This is a man that got engaged so quickly afterwards. And, that's not, I don't think is really love. He is just 69 and he's just looking for a companion, you know? So that was it. He actually messaged me just the other day. He's not a horrible person. You know, he messaged me just the other day to give me an update on him and his fiance. And I thought that was just so inconsiderate, but I haven't responded back yet. I'll respond back when I think about what I want to say. But he gave me an earful of what they've been doing, and, you know, like I'm really going to find that interesting. But it is what it is, and that's what life is, right? You just kind of roll with the punches and stuff. And so I was like, okay, well, he's enjoying his life and he deserves to enjoy his life. He's retired and he found a woman that he could love and, you know, be with. And when he showed me the video of her, I was like, all right, she wasn't a bad looking woman. She wasn't at all. Like, she looked like she was a very nice woman. So I was happy for him. Mm. She looked like she would take care of things. She looked like she's going to clean his house for him and clean his pipes for him very well. When I say she looks like she cleaned the house, it's because her nail polish was all off right here. At, like, you know how the nail polish, when you don't redo it after like a week, you can see that it's wearing itself off. Like the person did not take care of their nails. And that doesn't mean anything negative. It just means that maybe the woman is busy cleaning. Maybe she's just busy taking care of other things, right? I work from home. I can paint my nails and talk on the phone at the same time. I don't go for manicures either. So, manicures either. So who am I to say? But that was that relationship, and that was it. That was it. And now I find that a lot of the men here that I talk to, there's just communication for me is really important. So that's all about relationships, you know. Totally single, totally happy. I do pray for somebody like that I can travel the island with. I so savor that thought. Like, I'm like, God, hurry up. But you know, God works in God's timing and everything, right? And in the meantime, I still have to do things here in Sosua, and I have my television show once a week. But it would be so beautiful, so wonderful to be able to just get in the car with a man that I'm feeling, and just that whole little sweetness, you know, bring Noche with me, take her to all types of different beaches, and then video my show on the road and just send the program director and the control room my shows from on the road. Like, that would be an amazing dream come true, and that's what I want to do. That's what I want to manifest in the next year, in the next season of my show, because I'll be going into season 2 soon. And so that's what I would really like when it comes to relationships. When it comes to career, before I came here, I worked on the telephone as a soul coach. Well, first of all, many, many years ago, I've been a soul coach for a long time. It's like a life coach, but I don't plan benchmarks for people. I just talk to them about certain things that affects their soul, their mind, and their just what's most deeply important to them. And so what happened was I got hit by a car 10 years ago. And my arm, I had to learn how to use my left arm again and everything. And so at the time I was on the radio, I did a little bit of television, and I had an office, but, you know, I worked for myself. So I decided at that point just to work on my cell phone, but still speak to my clients on my cell phone. So I do a little bit of like a soul coaching has a lot to do with reading somebody. You know, you read their heart, you read their mind, you read their soul, you read their future, you read their past, you give them advice on everything when it comes to the relationships, career, and when it comes to doing exactly what I do with my own life. So I started to do it on the phone, and it became very a success for me. It was way better for me. And then that's why I was able to come to the Dominican Republic and be able to work here because I was still working on the phone, but I took it to WhatsApp. So instead of talking to everyone from my regular cell phone plan, I got all my clients to get WhatsApp. And that's how I was able to take care of myself here. But then when I was here, my first year of living here, it was just like I moved from place to place to place because one place had no hot water. And then when I found out that certain places had hot water, and the more I started to learn about the different apartments that were available to me, I started to go from place to place to place. And not by choice, just because I really, really had to, in order to have some type of comfort. And I started to learn more and more. And then the more I started to learn, I started to share that information with all of you guys that are thinking about coming here and living. And then, hold on, this guy over here is talking so loud, and so I'm distracted because he keeps hitting the table, and then he's going from French to English. So I think he's Canadian. Oh gosh. I love you, Canadians, don't worry. But so anyway, I went from apartment to apartment, and because of that, I learned so much about each area. I learned so much about each landlord. I learned so much about what you need to look for when you are in apartments, like the plumbing. You know, the plumbing is very important. The smell of certain places. Some places the toilet doesn't flush at all. Some places there's no hot water. And those are sometimes some of the best places. Sometimes, you know, but anyway, now I got myself to a place where I have hot water, I have air conditioning, I have a 2-bedroom apartment, I'm very close to the beach, everything. I have a big bang for my buck now. And that's what I know God was just traveling me through everything. And, you know, I now have become a Sosua specialist. Okay. Last week when I was here, I was speaking to a couple that walked in, and they told me that I need to start a TikTok. And so I did. And it's called Sosua Specialist, Sweet Sosua Specialist. And so I'm putting a few things up there. And, you know, so I am a Sosua specialist. And I believe that I can now guide people. And that's what I've been doing. But in any case, I started to do a lot of videos on apartments. And then a lot of people started to contact me on apartments. And they're like, they want this, they want that. And I was doing it, first of all, for free for a few months. And then I was like, this is now becoming a lot of work. I need to get paid for this. So then I started to charge a $50 finder's fee, which it's $50 finder's fee still, American. And I find the apartment for the person. And now the apartment that I get for them is not all the way out in the countryside without hot water. They're going to get an air conditioner. They're going to get free Wi-Fi. They're going to get cable. And they're going to get something that's in a safe place with a good landlord. And that's what I graduated up to. So now I am a real estate specialist as well. I'm not a real estate agent, and I will never really want to be a real estate agent. I like to work with all different real estate agents. And I also like to work with people that are brokers. So I'm a broker here, and I help you find real estate, apartments, and stuff of that nature. And I now have called myself a one-stop shop. So in regards to income, I will make money from all different areas of everything that I do. All my services are like relocation services. Like, for instance, if you want to relocate here and you want a consultation, we'll sit on the phone for a half an hour. And I'm used to doing sessions with people because of my soul coaching sessions. So same thing with consultations in regards to relocation. We'll sit on the phone and we'll talk about everything that I have learned and everything. And because I'm a soul coach and I'm used to reading people, I'm able to read you, hear you out, and also put that into practice by finding you a place here. Right? So that's why I get very personal with my clients, and my clients automatically get personal with me. A lot of you viewers, you guys get personal with me in email and also voice notes on WhatsApp. You tell me all your business from step A, like from jump. And some of you guys I've never spoken to before, but you guys will be like, okay, listen, I'll give you an example, a scenario. A guy, I'm a retired vet. I've been retired for a year now. This is my income yearly, and this is what I'm willing to pay monthly for rent. And I'm thinking my expenses would be this, this, that, and that. Can we get a session? And then when we get a session, I put everything into perspective for them, where they want to go, what they're looking for, what area is best for them. Because a lot of people, my most common emails, my most common messages on WhatsApp are people, or even on Facebook, or, anywhere. People are now communicating with me on LinkedIn and Twitter, right? Before it was just Facebook and WhatsApp. And now they're actually, and Instagram now. A lot of people are contacting me all over on each social media. I always bring them right back to WhatsApp, because on WhatsApp we can use voice notes, and I can send you videos of everything that you need. So, the guy's drunk. That's why. Banging the table, everything. I'm just getting distracted. It's not him. He's enjoying his time here. It's me. So hold on. So yeah, that's what we do in sessions. And so when it comes to making money here in the Dominican Republic, you need to come with your money already. You need to come with your business already. And then you need to slowly grow. That's what you do. Once you slowly grow, that's when you're going to be able to make money to survive. I don't get any government pension. I don't get any government anything from Canada. Actually, when I did my taxes this year, I owe money to the government. And I don't even pay rent in Canada, but I have to do my taxes and let them know exactly what I'm making, because YouTube tells them. And not only that, YouTube does your taxes, like they'll tell right on you. And not only that, I'm very vocal, very much in the open when it comes to my YouTube channel. And who knows if there's some, CRA agent watching. I did not collect for the pandemic relief thing. I didn't. I'm honest across the board. I hustle. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. And that is the truth, Ruth. I hustle. And the reason why I hustle is because I love to. I love doing business. I love coming up with ideas. I love editing videos. I love, offering content. I love speaking to people about their lives. I love when someone contacts me and they want to relocate. I want to find people deals. When someone contacts me and they're like, their rent is $2,000 a month, or they can afford $2,000 a month for rent, I don't know what to do with that. I'm like, are you sure? Here's a place for $600 a month, and it's right a walk to Playa Sosua. And they're like, no, it's okay. I cannot grasp that concept that someone would want to come here and spend $2,000 a month on rent. And so those clients, I find that they can go look for someone else. You know what I mean? I'm not turning away people. If you want a place that's $2,000 a month, I'm most likely going to tell you to buy something and then live in it. Like $2,000 a month? What are you going to do with $2,000 a month? I mean, soon you're going to be able to do that right here on Playa Sosua, where I'm sitting right now. I just want to show you guys Playa Sosua quickly. Let me just turn the camera around just so I can show you guys how much of a beautiful day it is right now. So in the future, my prediction is that you are going to be able to get yourself a place on the beach right there. And yeah, the rent's going to be pretty hefty. And to buy a place, you may be looking at probably a few $100,000, but we don't know how much it's going to be. We don't even know when it's all going to be built yet. So that's all speculation. We do know that it is going to be built. We just don't know the time frame. But so that's when it comes to finances and career. That's how I survive here, through my soul coaching, and also through my my rentals, and also through everything. It's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money when it comes to the rentals and everything, but it pays the rent. Also, okay, so that's relationships, that's money. And then let me see what else. I don't know. Let me look at some of your messages here. By the way, guys, I do, before I get into the messages, I do want to say that I have these membership things, right? That YouTube is allowing me to do super chats and like membership stuff. And so, if you guys want to become a member of my channel, then there are a few perks. And these perks are, I will shout out special occasions. I'll shout you out as well. But special occasions, like if you're having an anniversary, if you get a job promotion, if you have a birthday or a birth of your first child or your grandchild or anything of that nature, anything special and you want me to shout it out, any special occasion. But there's something else that I'm going to do on my channel, and that is, as a membership perk, I want you guys to name my videos. When I put a video out, I upload 7 videos a week. I upload videos every single day of the week. Mundum Randays. Random Mondays, where it's going to be random. We don't know what we're going to talk about. And then Tuesdays is all about relocation and real estate. Sometimes I interview someone. Sometimes I'll just put out some information. This week I'm going to talk about how to make money online here, different ideas, and also some little gems on doing things for yourself in order to bring your own business here if you already own your own business. Wednesday is about real estate. Relationship Wednesdays. This week I'm going to talk about vabbing when it comes to relationships, about pheromones, a woman taking her vaginal juice and using it as perfume. I've never done it. I've never tried it, but I heard that it has a lot to do with pheromones. I don't know any women that have ever tried it, but apparently it's a big thing and men don't even know it. So, of course, a woman could have still chemical in her hair, like the smell of shampoo or conditioner. She could even have on cream on her skin. But apparently, if a woman uses her own vaginal juices and rubs it there, she can pick up a lot more men. So that's what I'm going to be talking about this Wednesday. So tune in to that video. And then Thursday is always my talk show. I have a talk show here. It's called Living Good. And I bring on guests from all around the world. And we talk about what they're doing here and how they like it, whether they live here or if they're just visiting. And then Fridays, I do Fitness Fridays because as a woman going through menopause right now, 50 years old, I love to be fit, and I haven't been fit since I got here in the last 4 years. I changed up a lot. When I came here, I was a vegetarian. I started to eat a lot of meat here, not as much exercise, and I just packed on the pounds. There was more drinking, so I just packed on the pounds, and I probably gained about 25 pounds in the last 4 years. And that's not good because I don't feel comfortable being overweight. I don't feel comfortable. If someone else does, that's up to them. But I was not born overweight, and I do believe that we need to take care of our bodies, and especially the more mature we become, the more relaxed lifestyle we have, the less food we need to eat, but the more exercise we have to give our body. It's like a well-oiled machine. And you have to, just like in a vehicle, an older vehicle, you have to continue to change the fluids. I know a little bit about cars. So if I can just talk about cars in comparison to, a mature person. So a mature car, you have to make sure you take care of the paint, the outside. You have to make sure you take care of all the fluids. If you want that vehicle to start and purr and go really fast. Back in the day, I used to have a Monte Carlo, SS Monte Carlo. Wow, that was amazing. It was 8-cylinder, and you just go zoom. You press the gas pedal, and you're like, Tew! It was beautiful. The most beautiful car I ever had besides my Xterra. I had a Nissan Xterra, and those were my two favorite. Oh, and a Maxima, Nissan Maxima. 3 vehicles that were always my favorite, but all of them took a lot of attention to make sure they ran very well. And so, yeah. Now at 50, I want to make sure that I do that same thing to myself. I want to be that SS Monte Carlo. A lot of people like Cadillacs and stuff, but mine is SS Monte Carlo. So now that's Fitness Fridays, and I have about 50 pounds to lose, maybe 40. And then we have Saturdays, which is Storytime Saturdays. And it's a story time thing, and we talk about a lot of story times. At first, it was just story times here in the Dominican Republic that I heard when I got here, and sitting down with people and just telling their story. And then finally, it graduated to people sending me their stories, and then it graduated to people sending me their stories from all around the world. So now I have like a whole catalog of stories, and plus I'm a writer, so I always put in my own little twist on the stories as well, which is always fun as well. I always protect the people's names and identities, so I don't give away too much information. And then Sosua Sundays. This is what I do on Sosua Sundays. I sit back somewhere at a restaurant. I always try to make sure it's quiet, without any music or without any drunk guys around. You can tell this guy is just under my skin. Under my skin. He's banging that table and talking loud, drunk as a skunk. Reminds me of some of my family that I grew up with, and that's probably why he's getting under my skin. I'm from the hood, downtown Toronto. My family's Nova Scotian originally, so I come from a family of loud men and a family of strong women. So we are all loud and strong, and I was raised with a dad who took on the Jamaican culture. We're black, fair skin black, and my dad took on Rastafarianism. He became a Rasta when I was very young, and I was raised Rasta for most of my young years. And so he also, with that, took on a lot of teachings. And so that's what was instilled in my childhood. So education became a huge thing. And that's exactly what I do now. Like, I just always love a lot of education, a lot of research, a lot of studying and stuff of that nature. So that's probably why I live a very quiet lifestyle as well. I'm not that loud person, that angry person. That's not my thing. Puerto boy, see. And and I just don't like that type of man either. I don't like a man that's like a brawler or a fighter or angry or has to constantly one up his friend or be the better guy in the crowd. Alpha males are not the guys that are the most loudest. They are actually the most passionate sometimes. But I mean, there's 6 different personality types, and I want you guys to check those out. I actually have a channel that talks about the 6 different personality types. There's alpha, beta, gamma, omega, and sigma, and there's one I'm missing. Omega, alpha, beta, gamma, sigma. I don't know why it's not coming to delta. Delta. It's not coming to me because I'm not into delta men. They're usually guys that are very resentful and very mean. So check out all the different personality types. Anyway, I digress. Totally went off. I just want to say to you guys, there's so much experience in the Dominican Republic that you can come and just live life, enjoy life. I'm going to go through some of these questions very quick here. Let me see. Ooh. Okay, there's not too much. Good, I'm going to go on right now. Montreal, I think it's Azul restaurant. It is in front of Sosua Bay. You're right. Jackson Jeter, that's when we first met. Laugh out loud when you were, okay, yep. I'm not going to say his name, but yep. And Jeffrey says, Cerise, going down to DR August 9th. Oh, wow. I'm looking forward to meeting you. You'll be here for 2 to 3 months. That's awesome. And you have an Airbnb. Awesome. And then we have Micheline, good sense of humor. Oh, thank you. Jeffrey, or if you're talking to me, I don't know if you're talking to me. I want to travel back and forth from U.S. work to home. Okay, perfect. Cloud 60, hello, Cloud 60. Marshall's Entertainment, hello from Atlanta. Hello, Marshall. Jimmy P, hello. Javier, hola. Jimmy P, not going to be not going to be the same. Gracias, amor. The same. Jimmy P says something. I think I'm missing something here. Javier Diaz. Oh, thank you so much for the contribution. He says, a drink on me. Thank you so much. I definitely am going to get a drink on you. That's wonderful. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much relationships and then career and then, memberships. You guys, I want you to become members. I just want to make sure that you guys help me out and I help you out. But I do want you guys to name my videos for me. Like, I want to be able, like, for instance, when I bring a video out, I want you guys to say to me, like, I want to be able to say to one of you guys, a member of my channel, hey, so my video coming out on Wednesday about relationships is going to be about vabbing, like women using their juices as perfume. You tell me what you think the video should be named. All right? But anyway, that's what Wednesday's video is going to be named. Vabbing. Imagine women's juices. Ooh. A woman taking her juices from her private part and putting it on her neck. Now, I wouldn't suggest women that have stinky down there do that. But for the most part, most women don't smell down there. For the most part, it is odorless. I don't want to get too private about myself, but it's odorless. And that's where pheromones come in. Pheromones, it's not necessarily a chemical scent, but it's more of a natural scent. I'm going to talk more about that on Wednesday because I'm still doing my research on it. But I don't think it's a bad thing. I'm not going to try it. I would think I would be a little insecure to try it just because I just don't see the sense of it. If we were supposed to have juices on the outside, it would be naturally there. But most women are odorless. There is no smell. I can only speak for myself. There's like no smell. What are you guys going to sense? It's just going to be something you walk by. You're going to smell my hair. You're going to smell like, I don't know, the soap that I used that day. And I like to use perfume. I'm a perfume girl, and I really love Mademoiselle Chanel. Mademoiselle Chanel is my favorite perfume in the whole entire world. And that's the smell that I like. So I don't think any woman's vaginal area is going to smell like that. Right? And I like coconut smell in my hair, right? Or vanilla. Like that's what I like. The smell of coconut, vanilla for my hair. And then I like Mademoiselle Chanel for my body. I will use other perfumes since I've been here. There's a few oils that I'm using, but sometimes I'll just take vanilla and just like real vanilla extract and just rub it in my hands and just put it on me. And I love that. And especially when I go to sleep at night, I love that smell. I'll watch TV and, just cream my skin. And it's not always Carrie lotion or, cocoa lotion that we want to put on ourselves. Sometimes just a simple coconut oil or just a simple vanilla extract. It's beautiful, but I do love a lot of smells when it comes to smelling good. And I don't think I could put my woman juices on my neck. If I do try it, I'm going to do it with you guys on a live to air. Like I'll be like, okay guys, doing it today. Putting the vag juices on. We're going out to do live to air. And we'll just sit there and wait for people to come and give me a hug and a kiss. Oh, that's awful. I'm like, be careful. It's the vag juices. It's awful. I wouldn't want to go around a guy that just and then put his, semen there. I don't know. But in any case, some women do it, and I'm going to do that video on Wednesday. I'm not doing it to myself, but I'm going to do the video on Wednesday of other women that have done it or what you guys might want to get your woman to do, right? So, yeah, for me in the Dominican Republic, living here has been a long time. It's been great. Hi. I have a guest here. Hold on one second. Come say hi on the microphone in a second. I'm going to be. Is this one of your artists?
This is Jerry's song. This is my artist.
Yeah? Okay, so come here. Both of you guys say hi.
Hello, everyone. Hello, I'm Charles. Aquí, Jerry,
Yeah?
babe.
Oh, come here. I'll push over. There we go. Come.
Hola.
¿Cómo te llamas? Are you Dominican?
Yes.
Okay, what's your name?
Jerry Song.
Jerry Song?
Yeah.
Jerry Song.
Jerry Song.
Yeah. And what type of music do you sing?
Dembo.
Dembo, like that?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
It's, music is for lady dancing.
Oh, at home we call it dance hall. Dance hall reggae?
Almost reggae.
Yeah?
Similar to.
Oh, you smell good? You guys both smell good. Look at this, guys. I'm manifesting all types of men right now.
Shower today.
This would have been a good time to vab. Okay,
You know, when you go with a beautiful girl, you need to take a big shower.
you do?
Yeah.
I was
You.
just, thank you. I was just talking about something else, actually, guys. I was just, on Wednesday, I'm going to tell them, watch their faces. Come down a little bit more. Grab a seat. Here we go. Are you comfortable there, Charles?
Yeah, I'm flexible.
You can grab another chair.
I'm flexible. I'm good for now.
Are you sure? For now, he says. Okay. Well, actually, why don't you grab another chair? Because I want you guys to actually just, so that, yeah. Let's bring another one right in here. Here we go. He has one for you here, Charles.
Okay.
And I'm going to talk to them about the vabbing. Let me go like this. Okay, here we go. So I was just talking on my video about something that I'm going to do on Wednesday. A video that I'm going to do on Wednesday. And it is called vabbing. Have you ever heard about vabbing?
I have not.
You haven't. Have you ever heard about vabbing? Okay, so now that you just said you shower for a beautiful woman, just before that, I was talking about what vabbing is. So, tell me what you think about this. If a woman... ¿Tú hablas todo inglés?
A little bit.
A little bit. This is very serious. Okay, do you understand the word vagina? Vagina? Yeah? Okay, he said yeah. Okay, imagine a woman takes the juice, jugo, de vagina, and puts it here and here.
Never heard of that one. I never heard of that one.
It's called vabbing. What do you think about that?
I think that's a little strange and awkward. I don't know if that's a new thing, a new trend that people are doing or women are doing. I don't like the sound of it.
You know, it's depend the moment.
I don't think I would. I was just saying on the video, I don't think I would feel comfortable doing it because I like the coconut, the vanilla, and the smells of perfume. Right? I don't really like that thinking. I was saying if God intended for us to have that juice outside, it would be outside.
We should do it outside.
Right. So I think pheromones are just naturally secreted.
Right.
And we don't need to go above and beyond. However, there are a lot of women out there that are doing it because they're thinking that it works to get a man. What do you think?
If they have to do that, I think there's a level of insecurity for that woman to do that, or she just has some type of attraction of doing something like that. I think that's each to his own. There's probably an audience for that, or there's probably a group of guys who like something like that, but for a man like me, that would be a complete turnoff. I think it's like unsanitary.
Would you like your woman to do that?
You know, I tell you, it's depend the moment, and you stay in sex, it's good, but for a smell good, it's not.
He's like, the smell on your body, it's not good, but in the bed, it's wonderful. Yeah. Okay, that's awesome. I'm going to be putting a video out on Wednesday about that. I feel actually insecure doing something like that, just because I would think I'd be afraid. But most vaginas, well, I can only speak for myself, are odorless. Like there is no smell. So
Be worrisome if it was.
I guess guys would know more than me. I can only speak for myself. But why would I put juice there that has no scent? You know, like it just doesn't make sense to me. But I'm still going to do the video about it Wednesday. Now I want to go to these two guys because Charles and I have been speaking on WhatsApp for what, 3 years?
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, and you're a police officer.
Yes.
You're going to be retiring soon, although you don't look like a retired police officer. Listen, he likes that compliment. But we've been speaking on WhatsApp. It's our first time ever meeting in person. And you actually have been coming to the Dominican Republic for how long?
13 years.
13 years.
13.
And 13 years. That's amazing. But you have been doing some pretty special things here with people like yourself, like artists. So what brought you here the first time?
A divorce brought me here. I was at a low in my life at the time. With going through a divorce, that's never good if you've experienced that. And so when you feel like nothing else matters and you're pretty much in that dark circle or that dark space, you know, you have to have an outlet. So for me, it was traveling because I was always in the entertainment business. So I knew I always got release or relief from traveling. So I wanted to go somewhere close because I had babies at home at the time. And
Where are you originally from?
from Philadelphia.
Okay.
And so I didn't want to go too far. So let's say I wanted to hit an island, which was about 3 or 4 hours away in terms of a flight. So I chose here. You know, I had a few other places and destinations, and I just spun the wheel. I said, wherever the arrow points to is where I'm going.
Oh, nice.
And Dominican Republic, it was.
And you came alone?
Came by myself, put a backpack on, and I just explored. I've always traveled by myself. No matter where it was around the world, I traveled by myself. And,
Oh, wow.
And I just got in and I dug in with the people. I related right away. I was welcomed right away.
Did you speak Spanish?
I spoke very little Spanish. Even to this day, I speak a little bit more, but, you know, I understand.
Is his Spanish good?
Yeah, he
Oh, don't lie, because I'm going to speak right now Spanish to him.
speak with him
Is it
in Spanish. Yeah, sí, bueno. Speak it a little bit.
I will speak a little bit. He said speak a little bit, not much. Okay, yo hablo español contigo ahora.
No, I understand what you said, but to respond in Spanish, I would not.
I said I'm going to speak a little bit of Spanish with you right now.
Right. Okay, muy bueno, hablo un poquito ahora. So.
Okay, he
No
said
más
he's very
bien.
good and he speaks a little bit.
Sí,
See, yes, that's a safe word.
you got me.
I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm only
It's
playing with you
okay.
because you know why? My main point to even do all that right now was to let you guys know. This is my 4-year anniversary video.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Yesterday was my 4 years. So
Awesome, awesome.
yeah, so that's why thank you. That's why I'm saying to you guys to come here. You don't need to even speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Charles has been coming here for 13 years. And not only that, you have some artists. So you came here by yourself, backpack. How did you get singing artists?
Because in the States, I was a singer. I was signed with Warner Brother Records for 5 years. I've been in the industry for a long time, since I was 12. And I come from a long line of singers in my family, starting back in the 40s and 50s and stuff. And so I've always had an interest in it, and I wanted to indulge into the culture of Spanish music to see what was going on the scene in terms of entertainment and what's on the radio, what's hot. And I happened to come across a lot of different artists before I met Jerry, and they were telling me how they didn't have opportunities to have their music broadcast on radio and television because it's a lack of interest, you know, broken promises from people here and other places. And, you know, it's, it kind of bothered me. I said, so I dug in a little bit deeper, and I have a business partner that I'm with. He's in Arizona. And we have a company, a music company. So I said, you need to come out here. I said, these guys are talented. They just kept showing up. They were doing beatbox, doing music. They were singing. I didn't understand it, but it's a rhythm. It grabs your rhythm. And so like, wait a minute, these are like African beats and different kind of movements. And it was very attractive. So I dug in deeper, found out where the radio stations were, found the promoters, found DJs and things like that. So we put on a talent show on Cabarete Beach. We rented out an entire restaurant for a Saturday. We put a talent show on, and we booked some airtime on the radio station to broadcast it. Everybody thought it was a lie, and they were calling the radio station.
Sorry, guys, about the beeping in the background. Just hold on one second. They're probably going to stop in like 2 seconds.
So people were calling the radio station. The DJ was telling us, like, people thought it was a lie. Somebody else was running another scam. But when they came down there and saw all the DJs and the speakers, and we actually had a stage set up down there, and we had auditions because we were looking for 3 artists. And they came and they performed, and Jerry's song, out of all of them, grabbed the attention of everyone on the beach. They came from every angle of the beach to watch him perform.
Wow.
And he overshadowed everybody. I says, he's the winner. In my word, in my mind, he was the winner, but the people had to choose.
Right.
And everybody selected Jerry.
Wow.
And so we got him to record his first single.
In the studio here?
In the studio here. And back home, we have a studio where we mix and master. So we did it professionally there so we can meet the megahertz requirements for radio. And I came back here, went up to La Calle in Puerto Plata, talked to the director there, and we worked out the business. We had his song playing on the radio for 2 months straight, 3 times a day. It was grabbed very warmly by the people here. They loved it. It was very funny. And then we had another artist on Michael who was already established locally. He was like a local celebrity. And we just took a song that fit radio protocols here, and it was called Kela Tudoisi. And
You said that really well. Say it again.
Kela Tudoisi.
He said, see?
That's my broken Spanish, but that was accepted very well on the radio as well. And so moving forward, we, COVID kicked in, and the country shut down for a couple of years. Yes. So that stopped the opportunity for them to go out and perform different places. Mm-hmm. But meanwhile, while the country was shut down and we were going through the pandemic, we put them in the studio just to keep recording music, and we just built up a nice catalog. And just yesterday, we recorded another song in Puerto Plata. What was it? Los Callejones. Los Callejones.
Oh, the streets of Callejones? What does that mean?
Callejones.
Like a main street,
Right, the streets. Oh, like
the hood.
Callejon de la Loma in Cabarete, but not. It was the hood.
It was the hood.
Where?
Puerto Plata.
In Puerto Plata.
Puerto Plata.
It's way out there.
Can you give us a little bit?
Huh?
Give us a little bit of the chorus.
The song
You want? Like
I don't mean to put you on the. I don't mean to put you on the spot. Well, no, because it's going to be.
no problem.
It'll be what's it called? Flagged.
Oh, and
but if you can
we
sing,
own the rights. It's our song.
You own the rights.
We own the rights. We wrote
then
the
let's
song.
hear
I
it.
own the production to it.
You have to let.
We own
YouTube
the rights to all the music that this man do. We own it. Copywritten. We're a legitimate company in the United States.
Let's do it. Go ahead. Play it.
You want?
Absolutely, play it.
From mine to yours? Okay.
From mines or yours? Are you Caribbean background, like
Antigua.
Jamaica? Oh, because that was just
Antigua.
okay. Mines or yours? That's a Caribbean thing. All right, guys, you're gonna hear it first. We're gonna hear it first on this YouTube channel.
This is the very first time it's ever heard in public. We just recorded it yesterday.
What?
It's in the process of being mixed and mastered when I get back home.
Oh.
You want to introduce the song? What's
So
the
we
name?
have some permission right here. Here we go. What's the song?
Is the song in Spanish and English?
Like in Spanish. Is I love Dominicans. In Spanish and in English.
Okay, it's in Spanish and in English.
Both.
No, you do both.
Okay, is the song is about one guy go to the disco and he never have money for pay. He drink everything. He want every girls, and then when the people know him, everybody don't want to talk to him.
So is he like a Sankey Panky?
Almost.
Oh, he's a broke pocket. Like
he will come here and order something to eat, like he orders the lobster and everything else, and then when the check comes, he pulls his pocket and says, "I have no money." So he
and then
winds up
other
getting
people
thrown
have
out.
to pay for him,
Right.
Yeah.
or no one pays for him, and then he gets kicked out. What is
But first time the people bring, but when the people know him, fuera, out.
right? soon as he comes in, people are like, afuera.
Afuera.
Get out, get out.
It's the
But-
song about it.
Okay, is the song called Afuera?
Yeah.
What's the song
Sáquenlo
name?
pa' afuera.
Oh, it does have afuera in it. Afuera means out.
Out.
Right. Okay, let's
All right,
go.
ready? We'll
Yeah.
take it up to the cars.
El Jennifer con Chapo Brown. Todo el mundo está claro, maná, que como el mercado. Así que esto te está. Todo el mundo está claro, maná, que como el mercado.
Nice beat.
Uh-huh.
I love it. It's a nice beat, guys.
Y este tipo la digo sin ni uno y quiere romo y quiere humo. Y este tipo la digo sin ni uno y quiere romo y quiere humo. Y este tipo la digo sin ni uno y quiere romo y quiere humo. Y este tipo la digo sin ni uno y quiere romo y quiere humo. Por el bajo que tú tienes los perros te andan buscando y te sacan de la digo porque tú no te hagas tanto. Que manao, tú eres un ratón y no compro un refresco para no botar el galón. Que hay que quitarte la manguera porque tú te la hallas bien buena. Tiene un peso. Las mujeres que están buenas. Ah, ey. Y siempre andas lambiendo y lambiendo. Que tú andas becao. Que tú andas becao. Que todo eso es prestado. Ey, ey, ey. La disco sin ni uno y quiere romo y quiere humo. Y este tipo en la disco sin ni uno y quiere romo y quiere humo. Y este tipo en la disco sin ni uno y quiere romo y quiere humo. Y este tipo en la disco sin ni uno y quiere romo y quiere humo. La disco no tiene ni un peso, sáquenlo para afuera. Si tiene 2 semanas con la misma pinta, sáquenlo para afuera. Si en la disco no tiene ni un peso, sáquenlo para afuera. Out. 2 semanas con la misma pinta, sáquenlo para afuera. Yo.
Yeah, I love it.
Hey. Hey, Jerry.
I love
So
it.
that's a little taste right there for you.
Now, that was a really good taste. What is your name again? How are they going to find you?
My name is Jerry Som.
Jerry Song?
No, everywhere. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, everything.
He can be found. He can be found. on
So
all
that's
social-
JERRYSONG.
Yes. just like
Jerry Song, guys. Check him out. I love that song. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Yeah. All right. And now you know it's good because you sent me a Christmas song. Hey. It's like, oh gosh. You sent me a Christmas song of you singing with your boys. Now, you and your boys remind me of Boys to Men, and you are the tenor. The tenor
I do
or
all
bass?
ranges. I do all ranges. I do
Okay.
from bass to pretty much. I'm a strong second and a good false first tenor.
But a strong and a falsetto. I didn't even catch all that, but you guys did falsetto. All right. So, do you have rights to the song that you sang at Christmas time?
Yes, I do.
Can
Yes,
we
I do.
can we play that? Do you have it?
You want
All
a
right.
Christmas song, or do you want a love song I've written, or
Anything you have rights to.
Oh, okay.
There we go, guys. This is such a special video, right?
Yes, it is.
Guys, right now we are sitting with Jerry Song. Is it song or songs?
Song. No S.
Song, Jerry Song, and also Charles. These guys are amazing. My first time ever meeting them, but I've been talking to Charles on WhatsApp for about 3 years, and I'm so happy that he finally made time to come see me
Yes.
all the way in Los Charamicos.
Well, this is a song we did some years ago. It was a long time when I was with Warner Brother Records, and I had a group called Merge, and we were under Queen Latifah, who was our manager,
Oh.
and we had the opportunity to record at Whitney Houston's house, and things to that nature. So I'll just, rest in peace to Whitney Houston.
Rest in peace, Whitney Houston. Show so
Yeah.
Queen Latifah.
So I was pretty much in the background for the most part, behind the scenes of a lot of different things, but had the opportunity to work with a lot of incredible artists who are not known then and some known artists and those who are now more famous than ever. So
Really?
Oh yeah.
And this is
Absolutely.
your song.
This is our song. It's never been released.
Are you singing in this
Yeah.
song?
Oh yeah.
Okay, who's
Gonna
we?
My group is Merge. You have Anthony, you have Donnie, Eric, and myself. And we were called Merge. It was just another acronym for emerge. It's like coming out of something and going into something.
Ah,
Yeah.
very nice.
So this one is called That'll Be the Day. And this is the song that we own the rights to.
All right. See, sounds like Boyz II Men a little bit.
You asked me a question, and the question you stated was, do you still love me? I said, yes, I do, but that answer wasn't good enough for you. So, darling, let me take this time to really let you know of how much you mean to me. You're my everything. You are so beautiful to me. When the sun stops shining, oh yeah, that'll be the day. Loving you. It goes into another singer. When the flower stops blooming and the moon stops glowing, when the earth stops turning, that'll be the day I'll stop loving you. That very moment I fell in love with you, yeah. There's no other woman I can love but you. You ask why? Well, you understand me. Do you love me just for who I am? And when I am down, you pick me up. And when I'm weak, you come along and make me strong. I prayed for so long for you to come my way. My dream is now a reality. Oh yeah. When the rain stops pouring, I'll stop loving you, yeah, yes. So it keeps going. These are other gentlemen that were in the group.
I have for you reaches over the mountains and it's deeper than any sea. The love I have is eternal, and my love will last forever.
I'll do the bass for you. When the sun stops shining, the clouds stop rising, when the rain stops pouring, that'll be the day I'll stop loving you. When the flowers stops blooming, the moon stops glowing, when the earth stops turning, that'll be the day I'll stop loving you. Never, 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 never stop. No, 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 no. Through the storm and the rain, through sickness sadness and pain. I'll be there for you when you're going through your. No, no, no. No, no, no. I'll never, 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 ever stop. No, 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 no. They're probably bored now.
No, they're loving it.
Never, 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 ever stop. No, 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 no. I'll never, ever. Loving you. No, 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 no. All right, all right, forever.
Wow. Wow. Guys, I told you we had some boys and men up in this house right now. Wow, Charles.
Same neighborhood.
Same neighborhood, Philadelphia?
Philadelphia, we all used to do talent shows together. So those who don't know, Boys II Men's name used to be Unique Attraction. It was 5 members. Mark Nelson, who went to As Yet, used to be the lead singer of Boys II Men first. Okay, and so he got a solo deal and left the group, and then Boys II Men got their deal through Michael Bivins, which they had Motown Biv 10 Records in Philadelphia, and they got signed that way.
I thought Michael Bivin. Oh no, he was. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Why am I forgetting? New Edition.
Yes, New Edition. And he had an office in Philadelphia, and these guys were able to audition for New Edition at behind. It was behind the scenes at a concert, and Mike Bivins took a special interest into them and got signed. And we all celebrated because they were neighborhood groups in Philadelphia, and we all hung out together. And I just remember the days back when Motown Philly come out and End of the Road. These guys were still living in the neighborhood, and as more, they become more famous and stuff, guys had to stay away from their houses, and because ladies were laying on the grass, and Mike used to stay with me at my house. We're fellow bass singers. No, Mike McCary.
From Boys II Men.
From Boys II Men. We're both bass singers.
Right,
So
he's the tall guy in the background.
he's actually the founding member of Boys II Men.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Oh, wow.
And so Wanye and Sean and Nate and everybody else, we all had healthy competition in Philadelphia. It's the sound of Philadelphia. A lot of groups come from there. The Stylistics, and you have Patti LaBelle, and the artists is, all the same neighborhood. Left Eye lived across the street from me from TLC.
Left Eye.
Yeah. Yeah, Jill Scott's father lived across the street.
Jill Scott.
Yeah, and
Oh
she
my
used to come up,
gosh.
and then Music Soul Child 2 doors down. So everybody, it was always rich in music in Philadelphia. It still is to this day.
Wow. Jill Scott hasn't brought out something in a while, has she?
No, not that I know of. Everybody
Her
has moved
voice
up and
is
moved on.
amazing.
She
Her
is.
vibe is
She's
amazing.
very powerful, very strong woman, and I enjoy her
Alright.
music. Yeah.
Okay, so Michael Bivins, if you are watching, or anyone that knows Michael Bivins, tell him this is where the talent is right now. Because he doesn't
Yeah.
need a boys group, he can get a real men's group, right?
That's right. That's right. And
But you still do sing.
I do sing. but
Clearly, you can just hear him.
I do sing. I do a lot of recording at home, and building up my catalog still to even just keep it, and to maybe one day publish it to someone or someone looking for music, or I'm mainly a writer. I'd like to write and sing songs.
You're mainly a writer, but you sing so beautifully.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I really do believe that we need to start grasping the people, because a lot of people think that their careers are over at like 35 or whatever.
Right.
Do you mind telling the people how old you are?
I'm 50 years old. I'll be
Right.
51 in October.
Oh, you're my age. So we're just spring chickens.
Yeah, that's right.
So, Michael Bivins, any other producers out there, anybody else that's in the music industry, get down here, connect with Charles, because I think that honestly, you should have a song on the radio in America.
I'm contemplating it. I'm contemplating, but my main focus is Jerry to get him out.
Jerry's like, don't leave me
Oh,
alone.
no, never. This is brother for life here,
Look at
and
ah.
he's gonna have a platform. We're working on the what do you call it? The treatment now for the video for the song that you just heard. We're gonna be out here probably in another month and a half, and we're gonna just want to turn this place up and get him exposed and get the audience out here exposed to new music, dembo and reggaeton and different things like that. And so we may be looking to sign more artists in the future, but the first thing is to get Jerry started off and get his career launched, and we're going to move on from there. But there is music here. I find the industry is a lot easier to deal with here than it is back at home in America. It's too commercialized and they make everything difficult. Here you don't need that. People are more welcoming and they're more friendlier to help you along and tell you the direction you need to go and who you need to meet to get where you got to go. And so I found it a lot more easier to maneuver around in this country here, which is great.
Right.
And I feel good doing it for someone who deserves it.
Right. Oh, Jerry, you deserve it. Do you know the word deserve? You don't know the word deserve. A lot of Dominicans don't know the word deserve. A lot of Dominicans. So deserve means it's something that God wants to give to you. Is un regalo de Dios. Sí. Sí. Y, how long have you been singing for? Like, how long have you been doing music for?
Almost 10 years.
10 years. And how old are you?
I have 28 and August 29.
Oh, you're a Virgo.
Leo.
August 29th.
No. I have 28 in August 2.
August 2nd?
Second.
Oh, Leo. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. So August 2nd. Yeah, you are a Leo. Leo. My mom is a Leo. Yeah. Leos are very... Anybody in the whole entire universe is really important once they put their minds to something and once they know their talent and they start to do something where they love it. Passion. I can tell you have a lot of passion for singing.
Yeah, I like it. It's it's my, it's like when I sing, I fly. When I have show, people follow me on Instagram. I put every show I doing. The people like it. And Cabarete, many shows, and Sabaneta. The people, when I start, the people don't want, I'm finished. Oh, again, more.
So you said Sabaneta and Cabarete. That's all the way over at the other side. Are you from Sabaneta?
Cabarete.
Oh, you are from Cabarete. Okay. You were born in Cabarete?
Yes.
And where do you live now?
Cabarete.
Callejón de la Loma?
La Ciénega.
La Ciénega. Antes, before. Right. Oh.
Caliente.
We need to go there and do like a video. When are you leaving?
I'm leaving this Wednesday, but I have to leave because I've sent all the files to his studio session, to our studio back home. Okay. So we have to get to mixing and mastering the product and then getting back out here for the video. But we're going to broadcast. People are going to know. We're going to make it very, very big for him.
Okay. What time Wednesday are you leaving? Because you see that blue building right over there?
Yes.
I have a television program there called Living Good. And I can bring you as a guest on my television show. And it goes channel 3 here, channel 3 in Cabarete, 18, channel 18, channel 44 in Puerto Plata, and I don't know the rest of the channels everywhere else. But it's local television on Costa Norte, with Costa Norte, and I would love to have you as a guest. But it's at 7 o'clock in the evening, so you're leaving on the plane at 7 o'clock?
Well, no, I'm leaving in the morning. My flight is around 12 o'clock.
Okay. You're still welcome to come on my show, on my television show.
I'm doing.
Yeah, you come this Wednesday.
Yeah, you tell me what time. And then
7 o'clock at night. You meet me right there, that blue building. And
Thank you.
you're welcome. We sit right there and we talk for like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And you talk about your life. You talk a little bit in Spanish, a little bit in English, and you bring your music, or you tell us. You don't have any YouTube videos yet?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
You do.
Yes.
So then we can play it
Okay.
during the show
Okay.
on YouTube, on the show itself.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, this would be
Wonderful.
really
That's
great. Yeah,
We
I would
appreciate
love that.
Nice surprise.
Jerry Song. There
Jerry
we go.
Song.
This is really great. And so you also have a birthday coming up very soon, next month,
Yeah.
August 2nd.
August 2nd.
All right. That's only like 2 weeks from now.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, so we have to do a birthday shout out, everyone. Happy birthday. But you guys join us this Wednesday. We're going to make sure that we do it up right. It's going to be on Facebook. And then afterwards, I put the show on Instagram.
Okay.
I also will put the show on YouTube as well. So if you guys can't watch it and you miss it, make sure you look out for it on Thursday. Not this Wednesday coming up, because that's when we do the show. But Thursday, I will have it on there so you guys can see how he does on television. Right? Are you going to be a little bit nervous?
No, never.
He's a performer. Once you
No.
You know, I have the unsing, but I have talents improvise. Like
improvise
yeah.
live because we're live. It's
you know,
not pre-recorded.
like something you put your glass, I improvise with your glass.
Okay.
And then
I understand what you mean. Freestyle.
freestyle.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna get you to freestyle right now.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah. You want
Okay.
It's possible to put beat or
Is the beat to you?
yeah, one beat.
You have to connect which song you think.
No. Let's do it with no beat.
No beat. Okay.
We'll just go bum 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 bum
Ah,
bum.
you do
Can
it.
you do beatbox?
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right, here we go.
You can do beatbox.
I do. You have to do it all.
Oh my gosh, guys. We got to go on right now. I'm going to give you a topic, though. You can't pick your own topic. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Topica is de mi. No. Okay. The topic is this. Your gold chain.
Dice, la cadena, estoy aquí con esta mami que sí está buena, la rubia que tiene el piquete, tú quieres que te lleve pa' Cabarete, dime algo más, que yo voy a improvisar, y si tú quieres nos vamos a casar, y después nos vamos a mudar, mira tú estás bebiendo vino, tienes que entender que yo tengo el fino, que tú tienes los lentes, tienes que entender que yo soy decente, ella tiene el cabello amarillo, es que tú sabes que yo tengo el brillo, yo no me maquillo y siempre con money en los bolsillos, ella tiene un flow, you know what I mean, I speak it a little bit, please, 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 baby, I wanna kiss. Jerison.
That's awesome freestyle. Wow, that's really good. I'm going to try to freestyle. Do that with me now, too.
Uh-oh.
Give me a topic. Joking, guys. I'm just going to do some Tupac's thing. Look here, Miss Thing, I hate to salt your game, but I love Tupac.
You know, they provide it only. You close your eye and say what you want to say.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, teach me right now.
You know,
Do the jumbos. I got to learn. Okay, give me a topic. Topica.
Topica.
Topica. Topic.
Something just happened.
Topico. Topico? Topic. Give me something. Subject. Okay, I'm going to talk about your. I'm going to talk about Sosua.
Okay. Ready?
Okay, give me a beat, guys. Oh!
En Sosua, tú sabes, aquí estamos sentados, estamos aquí en los Charamicos, estamos aquí 3 personas, todo bonito.
Charamicos,
Estamos frente a la
Charamicos.
playa.
We live in Los Charamicos.
En los Charamicos, tú sabes que esto es bonito. En la noche me picando mosquito y si ella tiene novia, entonces yo se la quito. Mira, es que estamos aquí. Tú sabes, con el piquete, con Charlie ahorita pa' Cabarete. Esto le gusta a toda la gente.
Joe Bibo, aquí pa 4 años. Yeah.
4 años, ella le gustan los hombres que no sean tacaños, que tengan mucho dinero y tú sabes en la noche te amo y te quiero. 4 años nada más. y dime cuándo es que tú te vas a casar.
Sí.
We crazy. We crazy. Vamos a la cabeza.
All right, guys. I know that this 4-year anniversary video turned into something completely different, but you know what? The plans in a person's heart are nothing until God unfolds it. And right now, the screen just went black. It means my battery is going to run out, but I at least want to run out. Just keep on going, and I want these guys to talk a little bit more about their projects, a little bit more about the future, also the past, because you had so much information in Philadelphia. Give us a little bit more information about your experience in Philadelphia and the music world.
The music world is brutal coming up. I've learned, I had a great uncle, which is my father's uncle, who was in the business in the 1940s. And he sang with his groups, and my father had a group. He was along with Frankie Lyman. My great uncle was along with Elvis. And then again, myself, later on in life, back in the late 90s, I got with Warner Brothers. So right now, social media, back then there was no social media. You had to depend on a record company. Now you have social media, you have all free platforms that you can promote yourself. So you don't need a lot of money. All you need is just the intelligence to do it. Don't let somebody tell you that you need a lot of money to do this thing. Go out there. If you have a project, copyright your music, put it out on the platform, and build your platforms through Spotify, Instagram, Facebook. Do blogging and vlogging and different things like that. You have to create your own audience. And there's online radio stations. You don't need to pay this big money to get on AM and FM radios anymore. It doesn't work that way. Everything's online. Just go get the information. It's free. Right. Don't let anybody tell you that you cannot do this, and don't believe that you have to sign a contract with a record label to get going. A record company is nothing but a bank. They want their money back with interest. All they're doing is giving you front money, and all they're doing is giving you marketing and giving you promotion and giving you radio stations to get your stuff played on that you can do yourself. Just stop being lazy. Create your own sites, create your own websites, create your own YouTube channel and your Instagrams, and link them together. And every time you have an opportunity to be somewhere, record it and build your audience. And people will take notice of you. They'll be coming after you, wanting to sign you and wanting to give you some advance money to get you along the way. About that time, you'll be getting your money back anyway from digital downloads, from streams.
I'm just going to say a couple of words to that. Spotify, TikTok, Blog Talk Radio, and also Instagram.
Yeah. A lot of artists now from the 90s and stuff, they are touring overseas. You haven't heard from them. They're making money overseas. There's more money to be made overseas than it is in the United States. Go out of the four walls of your country. If you're from the United States, get a passport and leave. And there's more to the world than the U.S. Go out there and see how other platforms and other cultures are doing things in life. There's a lot of other countries that's much richer than the United States. And people are there making millions of dollars doing it in music and anything that they build out there. You can do it. Just do it. You have one life. Go do it.
Wow.
Today's not promised. The rest of today is not promised to any of us. So go do it.
What? I'm just going to let you keep rolling until the battery runs out.
Yeah, just be encouraged. Be encouraged. It's like who you hang around is who you become. If you hang around negative people, you're going to become negative. And remember, misery loves company. Oof. All right? People will pray for your failures. They want you to fail because they fail. They're failing. They're leeches. They want to suck the life right out of you until you become depressed and miserable and say, hey, you shouldn't go here. You shouldn't do this. Don't let people be a judge of your life. If nobody's pushing you to excellence, then definitely don't let them suck the life of you into your depression. Okay, let them go. Cut all ties, whether it's family members, in relationships, spouses, it doesn't matter. They should be elevating you, not pulling you down. All right? They should be helping you go towards your dream, not away from them.
That's it. I agree. Now, before the battery goes out, what is your name? Like, plug yourself and then continue.
All right. My name is Charles Phillips. I just go by that. That's my regular government name. Nothing to hide.
But where can they find you?
Well, I'm just on. You really can't find me. I'm just pretty much out there. Just have a simple
Facebook.
I know. It's just under Chas, C-H-A-S _ Phil, P-H-I-L. It's just an abbreviation of me.
C-H-A-Z.
And then Jerry Song. I'm behind the scenes. You're not going to find much. I'm just a boring guy that likes to plant vegetables.
Someone may want to invest in your project. Somebody may want to believe in you. And somebody that's watching may say, hey, you have a great voice, and we want to just do something.
Awesome,
Like, so
awesome,
yes,
yeah.
where do they find you
They
once
can
again
find me on
Facebook?
Facebook under
Oh,
CHAS_PHIL.
CHAS, not
Yes,
Zen.
Chaz. Chaz
Okay.
underscore Phil. Just an abbreviation of my first and last name, Charles Phillips.
All right. And then your artist.
That's Jerry Song, and you can find him on all platforms on Instagram under his regular name, Jerry Song, common spelling. You can see his performances. We're going to be uploading and creating a new YouTube channel that's specially targeted for him, and everything will be uploaded to that. His performances are outstanding. He draws in the crowd. We're going to upload some of those things to show his performances so you can see how the audience interacts with him. And it's absolutely insane. You would think he's a celebrity already, but you just wait. We're gonna blow him out. He's gonna be the new thing on the rock right here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And give us something in Spanish for the people that are watching. Espanol.
Nada, todo el que tenga un sueño solo tiene que levantarse todos los días con el deseo y la voluntad de que se va a lograr. Y cuando Dios te pone en el camino, sabe que tú vas para ese lugar. Nada llega ni más temprano ni más tarde, llega en el momento preciso.